Hello and welcome to the first episode of Aligned Almost. My name is B.
And my name's Denise.
And we're just doing the damn thing.
We are. We've been hesitating, but this is something that we've put some thought into, a lot of thought into. Too much thought, in fact.
Way too much thought.
Yes.
We're just a couple of overthinking queens. But you know what? We just decided it's time. Even if the washer and dryer.
I was just going to say, is that the dishwasher or the actual washer?
Every appliance.
Who cares? I just moved in like a week ago. Not even a week ago. So we're doing it. But we've wanted to start this podcast to reach women who we feel really need it, women that were like ourselves. And I know that podcasts have been monumental in my, I would like to say, overcoming depression and my dependency on men and be,
Yeah, me too. Like, podcasts are just, I don't know, they just hit. And they can really change your life and like get you to think. And there were many times I regularly would drive from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, California, and would just listen to podcasts the whole time. And I felt so inspired to like make change in my life and for the better. And they really can help.
Yeah, and like for me, I was super depressed. After divorce, I was kind of going through a really big awakening that I didn't really realize was an awakening at the time. And I remember I was super depressed and I was praying to I don't even know what I was praying to at that point. I wasn't even praying. It was just like asking for some sort of sign. And I would run along the beach after work. And I remember listening to a podcast, and it was from a psychic medium who I later would go on a retreat with, or she was conducting it, but that was like the game changer for me. So I don't know. I always say that it saved my life, and it sounds super cheesy and dramatic, but it truly did, because nothing else had worked until that like just opened up a side of me that I was not aware of. So
yeah. And we just like, I think we both like have also wanted to have a podcast at various times. So it's like it's just time to like do the damn thing.
Right.
And like we both have really powerful stories to share and wisdom we've picked up along the way, and it's just like we both really want to help women heal and live in their like authentic, aligned lives. And that's kind of like why we named the podcast the way we did.
Right.
It's like aligned almost, because like we're not quite there yet. And I almost feel like alignment is a lifelong thing. Like it's something you have to like to be an active participant in, and will continuously be refining and aligning, because we grow and change as people. So it makes sense like to constantly be finding your own alignment.
Right. And like it shifts. Like you said, it's not something like I know that you shared that one post where somebody said it's aligned almost, it's not aligned. And I don't think that that's true. Mm-hmm. I think we're always figuring out, okay, this works, this feels good, this doesn't, this, it might feel good in the moment too. And for like a couple of months it feels aligned, and then it changes, and that's okay too. So I think that it's important to be aware of the fact that alignment is ever changing, we're ever changing, and it's just important that we continue to listen to ourselves first and foremost. And I think that for me, listening to people preach that is what ultimately helped me to listen to myself, and that's like the message that I want to give to people. And so it's using my voice to help reach the people that need to hear it, that are on the brink of something and they don't quite know what that looks like.
Yeah, and that's like a really uncomfortable place to be.
Right.
And we're, kind of there.
Yeah.
In our own ways,
oh,
right?
For sure. Like I think we've mastered we've mastered the relationship part. Like I think that we've broken I will never go back to a situationship where I feel like I'm begging for love or asking for love or bending over backwards, and that was my entire life. I always felt like I revolved it around relationships, but now I'm trying to figure out how I break out of corporate, and it's not because there's anything wrong with the job. I love the people I work with. I think the company is top tier, but it's just not aligned. But how do you break out of something that's so comfortable and that's all you've ever known, right?
I think that's the hard part, because like it's leaving your comfort zone, and that's always the like scary part. And like I I've also, like, I mean, I left corporate and I haven't gone back. I've considered going back. I kind of am considering going back if I'm being super real.
No.
Just to find, like, just to have, like, more financial stability, but, like, it still just doesn't feel, like, quite aligned, but I think it's because it's, like, what everybody says is the right move.
Oh, totally.
And it's hard to pave your own path.
It is, and there's like this element where I think the most successful people are the most delusional people, and they're the ones that are able to maintain that quote unquote delusion despite everything that they hear to the contrary.
Mm-hmm.
And even when things feel uncertain and they're struggling, they're like, no, but I know this is what I'm called to do, and it's going to be successful even if it's not overnight. And that's the scary part, because you want to see, like, I'm going to use corporate, like, I'm going to make this amount of money next week.
Mm-hmm.
There's comfort in that. And there's a huge discomfort in the unknown. But I keep hearing I think I told you the recurring theme of audacity, and like the people that are rewarded the most are the ones that have the most audacity. So I feel like that's what we're being called to have right now. And
definitely.
And like maybe I'm the reminder of why you don't need to go back to corporate, because I have a corporate job and I'm like, get me out. And you're
like, should I just come and join you?
No, not because I don't want to work with you, obviously, but I don't want you to work there because I mean it's comfortable and it's scary. I mean it's almost like the 7-year marriage that I had, where it was comfortable and it looked good on the surface and it had everything. We had the white picket fence, so to speak, but I knew it wasn't what I wanted, and that's what I'm living now, but in the corporate world. So now it's like knocking down that white picket fence, the corporate, and that's it. I think that's the final stage. So that's aligned almost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we're figuring it out too.
Yeah.
Like we're not like the ultimate like gurus or anything by any means. We're just like real women, like living. No, definitely not normal. But like real women, like living life and figuring it out as we go, and still on our own healing journeys. Another thing that's just like a lifelong thing. I mean, this is Earth School. It's like my favorite thing to say, but it's like we're here to learn and grow and have this human experience, and I think living in alignment can make that experience a lot more enjoyable, but there's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be challenges, and so it's like when you're living a more aligned life, it's easier to navigate the challenges and like see it for what it is.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that it's important when you are going, I'll say I know so many people that aspire for more, but they stay where they're at because they're afraid. Like so many. And I am surrounded by so many of those people. So it's really hard to be like the naysayer because you're always hearing like the contrary, right? And it's like, it's not that they're wrong and I don't want to cut them out of my life for that, but we just have to remember that our path is different. And it's not a sense of superiority because we're doing it with the intent of helping others. And for me, that's what fulfills me. That's what makes me feel good, is to see for other people to see their way out. But I'm also trying to see my way out. So in some way, I think we're going to have to accept the fact that a lot of the relationships that we have right now are going to dissolve because we're constantly hearing, oh no, but like, look at, why would you, I nobody's said this, but some people are going to be like, why would you leave your job? Like you work at a great company that has great benefits, like why would you go and do some like witchy shit, right? And I'd be like, well,
because the witchy shit is fun.
Yeah, it's fun, and that's what fuels me, and like that's what's helped me to actually want to live, because I didn't want to live 6 months ago, 3 months ago. So, and now I do, and now I know that like I'm destined for so much more, and I know that the love that I want is there, the financial abundance, and for me it looks a little differently than for you. I'm like, I just want to live in the middle of nowhere, but yeah, I think it's like we are here to to empower other women, and to know that they're destined for more, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's in career, whether that's like familial. I guess it's like relationships all in one, but still, I know a lot of women that are settling, and I mean men too, but I don't feel called.
No.
I don't feel called to the men. Somebody else could do the work.
like attracted to men,
well,
yes,
yeah,
unfortunately. But like called to help them, not really.
No, that's not. I incarnated as a woman for a reason.
Yeah. Like when I left my corporate job, I mean, I was going through like a deep like burnout and like just couldn't work. So nobody was really like, "Why'd you leave your job?" I was like, "Well, I couldn't do it."
Mm-hmm.
But when I was kind of coming back online, everybody was like, "Why don't you get a real job? Like, why haven't you gotten a real job yet?" And all this stuff. And it's like, well, I was working through like a really intense like healing process. I mean, I'm still healing, but like it's hard to be surrounded by the people who are like constantly wanting you to kind of like live in this like matrix world and like follow this specific set of rules and like have this very templated life that really has no life to it. It's very like bland, like cookie cutter, and we're just like that works for some people and that's great, but like we both know that's just like not our calling. And I like cold is the word that's coming to mind, which is interesting, but like a lot of people from my life, just because like they couldn't accept that the vision I saw for myself in my life was bigger than the cookie cutter.
Right. Because that also mirrors to them something that they weren't able to face. Like they were afraid to. And even I feel like that, and I'm going to tie it back into relationships because, as you know, I think that my purpose is more tied towards that. But I think that so many people are okay being like kind of in boring relationships, really. Like it just like makes sense, and they may have loved the person like the first 6 months, and it's like whatever love looks like. Right? Everyone can like the first 6 months are great in most situations, but they settle for this like life, and they're like, oh no, you can't have the looks and the ambition and the compatibility because it takes time and it takes this level of like space that we're both in right now, right? Like where it's like you just have to wait, but it comes, and it comes when you work on yourself. But a lot of people didn't wait for that, so they settle for somebody that gave them the comfort and the companionship. And I fall into that sometimes, sometimes still. But I know that I'm meant for more, and it's not delusion. But some people that settled will tell you that you're asking for too much, or that your standards are too high, so you're just, this is better than being alone. But is it?
No.
What is it?
Like my standards are so high, and they have to stay high. Because when I lowered my standards, I almost died. So like that's not, it's, I think the people who tell you that like your standards are too high, or like you should just like find somebody and like settle down, or like, I mean, you already have kids, but like for me, right, like I want kids, but I don't have kids yet. I'm 32. Like there's definitely like society puts this like pressure and this clock on you, and like physiologically, I don't know if that's the right word, but like our bodies, like we do have like a time limit on how long we have until we can have kids. But I think who you have kids with is so important too, and I wouldn't want to rush into that just to say I could have kids and like end up with a shitty, husband and father for my, like that's not the vibe.
And I think it's funny that I've already like have been married, and I have like the what you would consider like the stable job and all these things. And thankfully I lucked out and I have a good partner, but that's besides the point. A good co-parent, not a good partner.
Yeah.
And I say whatever, lack of alignment was there, but I think he was a good person. But still, it's just, it goes to show like I was so eager to meet somebody before I was 30 and have kids before I was 30 and prove that I could buy a house before I was 30, and I did all that. And that didn't bring me fulfillment because I still wasn't living in my purpose. So that just shows like you can do everything right from what like people say is the right way to go, and still feel like you're missing something because you're not listening to your soul's calling. So I think that I know that's why I'm here, because it's like listen to yourself, not what everyone's telling you is right, not what you think the people that have the best interest, your best interest at heart are saying, but like listen to yourself. Even if it sounds crazy, if you sound like a nut job.
And like I think too, we live in a world where we're kind of encouraged to not listen to ourselves, and there's a big disconnect from ourselves, and people will be quick to tell you to abandon yourself, like as soon as you can. And it's so important that you don't do that, because you just don't have a fulfilling life. Like, I hit a lot of the like milestones you're supposed to hit. Like I got my degree. I bought a house when I was, what was I, like 25. Like I bought another house when I was like 27. Like, I've been engaged twice to terrible men. And like, I lived in cool places. I like did things, but like it never, like I was miserable. I hated life. I didn't want to live. Like, and it's just like there's no reason to like torture yourself.
Totally.
Like that.
And I know that we touched briefly on this too, because you and I have both suffered from quote unquote depression, and I'm not like belittling depression by any means, and not minimizing whatever people feel like is best. But I think that you and I have both overcome it. Like this
Absolutely.
and I was like definitely like, didn't matter what stage of life, I always was like, I'd rather not be here. Until now. And sometimes I get tired and I'm like, I really would like to not be human today, but like it's a different
it's a different vibe.
Stop being human for like 30 minutes.
Can I just like take a quick little break from being human? Like,
which is totally different, because I was like I remember crying so much and I'm being like, oh my god, I'm so over it. Like nothing is gonna make me feel good. I'm just so done. So done. It's because your soul is just like, dude, you're not you're not following the path that you were here for. You're like so off course. And I think because we've course corrected and we're getting closer to that path.
Right.
Hence the name of the podcast.
But
that's why we feel so much better. And even though we don't have it all figured out, we're not like miserable, right?
No. And like there's a lot that I want to fix in my life and experience in my life, and like I still have a long list of things I want to experience, but I feel like I have that like the hope and like the drive, and like not like from a place of urgency or scarcity or anything like that. It's like I know I'll be able to do whatever I want to do, because I am living true to myself. And there's just such a difference when you like are excited to be alive.
Yeah, totally. It's like I mean, we are here to learn something and we're here to have fun. And I think that we've lost that. We're always like, oh no, I need to like prove X, Y, and Z, and I need to achieve something so that I can look good on the outside. So we're always like, so many of us are living to impress everyone else or to please everyone else. And it's like, no, that's not what our souls are here. That's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's not.
And it's like chasing kind of something that's unattainable, because somebody's always going to be like unhappy with your choices. Or even if you make all of your choices for everybody else, there's going to at least be one person who's like, oh, well, you should have done it this way. Or like, it's like just kind of like a never ending, it's kind of like a hell loop, honestly.
It is. And it's so funny to me that we base all these decisions on like what people are going to think about us, and what, like, that's what drives depression. I really think that that's the root of it. Like, actually, I know that is. And I mean, I know that will cause some controversy, but I will say, like, the vast majority of depression is caused by a lack of alignment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I mean, who knows?
Like, I mean, we're not doctors, but like, you know, sometimes it is just like a true chemical imbalance in your brain. But I think with the way that our society functions, like, everything has turned into this like rat race of like who can look the best on the outside, and it's like that means nothing if you hate yourself on the inside.
Right.
Like, it's not, you know, and like once you make that shift to be like, you know what, I'm gonna start living for me, I'm gonna start doing the things that fulfill me, that make me feel good and happy. And not to say that you're gonna be completely selfish and like say like fuck everybody else, but like, you know, once you start actually living for yourself, like, you can love yourself, and like it changes everything.
Yeah, it does. When you realize that the choices that you make, like, the only person that needs to be okay with it is you. And of course, you don't want to operate from a place where you're harming people or you're not.
Right.
Like, there's a difference between being outright selfish asshole
Yeah.
and like just putting yourself first and still being a kind human and caring about other people's feelings, right? But like you don't want to make choices for the sake of other people just to not hurt their feelings and then hurt yourself in the process.
Right.
Or diminish your worth or whatever. And I think that we're both learning that too, because we're having to just be a little bit more selective with where we put our energy, especially because we were hosting women's circles and things like that. And that's, you just have to set a boundary with people too. Like we don't have the resources or bandwidth to help everyone, but I feel like using our voice and like doing this podcast will reach more people than we were able to one-on-one, right?
So, definitely. Yeah. And like that's what we want. We want to be able to help people. We want to help specifically women heal and progress on their healing journey and like come home to their selves and live as aligned as we can. Like we're all still humans. We're still doing this human experience. Like perfection is not a thing. And it's like we said, an ever evolving thing.
Yeah.
Should we talk about how we met?
Oh yeah. So backtracking how we met because I jumped into the women's circle.
We just like went in.
Yeah. So we met. I started hosting women's circles in September, which is now January. So what is that? September 2025, October 2026. Okay. So I started hosting them because I wanted to help women break out of toxic relationship cycles, and I did that amidst trying to break free from one of the harder relationships to break from. But once I did, I think it was also the most pivotal, and it really catapulted my healing. So all that to say, I mean, it's going to tie into how we met, but I hosted a women's circle in December, and B had expressed interest in coming, so I encouraged her to come, and she did. It was a farm-to-table place. Beautiful place, by the way.
It was so beautiful.
So cute. Anyways, we should... I would love to host it again. It's like run by a couple, and they do farm-to-table dinners, and they let you feed the animals on their property. Anyways.
It was so perfect.
It was, it really was. So she came to that dinner, and immediately... I mean, a lot of the women I met, of course, I wanted to help, but I feel like for you and I, it was more of like we're like, how can we collaborate? And it was pretty quick because I really wanted to help heal and reach as many women as I could from again, breaking from those toxic relationship cycles, because I'm a master at those because I've been in those my entire life, and I also broke free from those. So yeah, that's how we met. So you came to the dinner, and then
and I had recently-ish broken free from my own toxic, super toxic, most toxic relationship. And it just was like super, I mean, it was a beautiful event and space, and like the energy was great and everything, but like we just really connected on like our shared mission of helping women heal. And like especially with both of our like individual extensive experience with toxic relationships. I think we've both had toxic relationships our like entire life, like almost exclusively. And like I know for me it's been romantic, it's been friendships, it's been familial, it's been all of it. And so it was nice too, because like we didn't necessarily connect on like a trauma bonding thing. We're both like, okay, we've like healed, we've done the work, like we see this is a problem for too many women. Like, how do we work together to like fix this and help more women together?
Right. And I think like for me too, it was, yes, I will say like my entire life I've been relationship dependent. And my marriage was like complacency. It shows what happens when you settle for somebody that feels comfortable but not aligned. So like for me, it was pivotal like at like the time I met you, because I was not curing, I don't want to use that word. What is it? Healing from what I thought was like anything that was exciting, because I lacked excitement. And so exciting is not always a good thing, but again, to me, we met at a time where I was ready to step out of that, but I also needed support in really serving as a mentor and not as a peer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I met you, and I was like, okay, like aside from that, everyone I met at the circles, and it's just like everyone was on their own journey, but a lot of it was like they were also trying to come out of it as well as me. But like right now, I feel like I'm at a place where I could serve more as a mentor and a guide than as a peer.
You were ready to step into a more leadership role.
Right.
Whereas like not really in the trenches of the healing. Like you've done the work, and I think that's why we like just clicked so well at that time too. Because like I was in a similar place too, and had already been like helping other women online, and it just like felt like it was time to just like really step into those shoes and seeing like Louboutin heels because like boss babe.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like really stepping into like our leadership era.
Yeah.
And supporting each other through that, because it's, I mean, yes, we're helping women, but it takes balls to like,
it does
to do that.
Yeah. And it also takes, again, knowing that what you hear, like being that like opposition to what you hear, because like for me it was always like, okay, and this is kind of going off topic but not really, like the dating pool sucks and you're not going to find somebody, and like that's not the mindset that we want to have. We don't want to have like the dating pool sucks and like it's not that. Like you have to learn to love yourself, and the reason that I think that so many people have a difficult time just being happy, whether it's in relationships, career, whatever, is because tying back to them, they don't love themselves, and they can say like they love themselves all they want, because like you can take mirror selfies all you want and think you look good, but you can still hate yourself, and I am a testament to that.
Same.
I spent my whole life like being like, I work out, I love myself, what do you mean? But no, I questioned everything that I did. I always was wondering, well, what's that going to do? And even now, I'm still breaking free from that, right? Like, or even like when we post things, like I know I'm like, how many likes did I get? How many views did I get? Like, who cares? At the end of the day, you want it to resonate with the people that you're trying to reach, and it's not going to be everyone, and there's always going to be people that have something to say. Always. There's always going to be people that are like thinking that you're cringe or whatever. Yeah. That's like the favorite word, but whatever. Like, who cares? Ultimately. Yeah. And so I think for us, it's like important to just be that voice of opposition. Like, no, you don't need to revolve your life around these things in order to find happiness, and you will still find it. It doesn't mean you're not going to. Yeah. But you just need to figure out who you are as an individual first. Yeah. And a lot of the people that are judging when you like step outside of this like rigid path are only judging because they don't have the balls to do it themselves. Like you can sit there and say like, I'm cringe for posting tarot readings on TikTok, but like you're not doing anything with your life. No. Like you're not, I mean, and like it's so fun too to like, I feel like to post and like just do different things. And it's like, it's kind of like bringing up this example. It's like, if you're trying to be really successful financially, you're not going to ask like a homeless person for financial advice. No. Like you're going to ask like a really successful business owner for financial advice, or like somebody who's very wealthy, like somebody who like knows what they're doing and has found success in that area of life. Like, so I'm not going to care what somebody thinks about me if they're not like, not even doing anything. Yeah, that's totally it. And again, I'm going to flip the switch, because I know that like one of the things that people love to hear about is like love and career. So I want to focus on that too. Like the people that are telling me that what I'm asking for is unrealistic are often people that are in relationships that I would not want to be in. Oh yeah. And that's not like, to each their own. It's just like, I look at that dynamic and I'm like, no, that's not for me. That's too ordinary, too incompatible, whatever. But too vanilla. But I'm like, why the fuck would I take advice from you? Like, and you're gonna tell me that living that is better than what I'm doing right now? Hell no, because you know what? We have so many possibilities, right? Like endless. Yeah, and it's just fun. And yeah, like not everything we do is perfect. Like, no. I mean, last night I tried to assemble some furniture and I got frustrated because I couldn't, and I was like, I need a man, so I downloaded Bumble and I got the reassurance I needed. Is someone going to come help me put my furniture together? Probably not. But all that to say, it's not perfect. Like, people think like, oh, you have this a week and then you do everything perfectly. No, like here I am. I downloaded Bumble for reassurance that I still got it and I could get some help with assembling furniture. I only found out the first part. I don't know about the second. We're still waiting on that. But like that's it. Like people think like you don't have it all figured out, even when you are a mentor. And anybody who tells you that, it's because they're not operating from a place that's like really like
authentic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, nobody ever has it all figured out. Nobody.
No.
Not even a billionaire. Not even like, I don't know, name a billionaire. Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, Bezos, I guess. Name a billionaire.
I'm sure he doesn't have it all figured out, right?
No, there's no way. I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's just part of the human experience. Like, and the people who say they have it all figured out are filthy liars. Because narcissists.
Like, for real.
Like, I mean, kind of, like, but, like, it's, like, a lot of the, like, gurus and, like, people and, like, people. But, like, those types of people, they're like, oh, yeah, like, do this 5-step thing and, like, your whole life will be fixed. It's like, no, like, that might help improve certain things or it might help improve an area of your life, but, like, it's not, it's not that. It's just lacking authenticity and, like, realness. And, like, that's why we're here. We're here to bring you, like, the realness. The real.
To show you what it's like to start from, like, the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then to pave the way to, like, actually living a truly fulfilled life. And I think right now we're so close, and that's why we started this. It's not, we're not saying we're here living our dream life. Okay, so we were rudely cut off. As we said, we're starting this first episode messy.
Yeah.
But
real.
Yeah. The video just randomly decided to die. So.
Just died.
Yay. But all we were saying is we created this podcast because we are in a place where we know that the next few months and year even are going to be pivotal in our growth.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't necessarily know what that looks like, but we continue to tell each other it's putting one foot in front of the other and just continuing to follow what feels right, even though we don't really have evidence that it's going to work beyond just knowing.
Yeah.
And I think that it's hard when you're constantly wanting to see or seek reassurance externally, but really we just have to rely on our faith, whatever that looks like. For us, I know we're spiritual, so it's going to look like faith in our spirit guides in the universe, but it can translate to any faith that you have as long as you're just following what you feel is right and knowing that that is what's going to lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, and we're excited to share our journey with you guys and our past experience and just all of the things. And also, I think it's going to be so fun to just, like, look back and be like, oh my gosh, like,
I know.
Look at where we started.
I know. We were just some regular schmegular people.
Now look at us.
Regular schmegular people. And I do think that we're destined for so much more, and not in a way that's, like, egotistical, but in a way of, like, reaching so many more people so that other people can also see that they're destined for so much more. And that this, like, average life that you're living where you know deep down you're unhappy, but you feel like people are telling you, you should be grateful. If you don't feel happy, it doesn't matter how many people tell you you should be grateful. And there is an element of gratitude, right? Like, we all want to express gratitude, and it takes, like, kind of like a muscle. You need to strengthen it. But sometimes it's just because you are not living what you came here to live, and you know it deep down, and you have to figure out what that looks like for you, whether it's a change in location, job, relationship, all of the above.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not ever gonna look the same for each person.
Yeah. But we're here, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we'll post another episode at some point.
Yeah. I think we said every 2 weeks. We'll see. TBD. Yeah. But either way, it's gonna be consistent, and it's gonna be good, and it's gonna be exciting, and it's gonna be messy. And that's the fun of it. It's not scripted. We're not, pro podcasters yet.
Not yet.
I don't know what pro podcasters, that's not really a label, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I think it's just, like, we want this to be real and authentic and like relatable. So it's just, like, something that, like, actually helps, and it's not just some, like, bullshit, like, change your life and
right, because we see too much of that. We see too many scripted, like, false, like, things of people just trying to get you to buy shit,
and it doesn't most of the time it doesn't do anything.
No.
Like, sometimes you'll find, like, a cool person that, like, actually but most of the time it's just I can't tell you how many friggin' ebooks I have.
I was just about to say, I spent so much money on some dumb shit where I'm like, this person said that I was going to manifest X, Y, and Z in 6 months, and I did not.
Yeah, I did your stupid steps. Where is it? So
that's not us. We're not going to promise you that in 2 months you're going to manifest the love of your life or find your dream job, but we just know that's being optimistic and knowing and listening to yourself and following those steps will lead you to where you're supposed to be. And we're getting there. We're doing the damn thing.
We are. We're doing the damn thing.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.